This is TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast, and the State of the Saints podcast is brought to you by Manscaped.com. Over 2 million men worldwide choose Manscaped for all their below-the-waist needs. For those that loved the Lawnmower 3.0, well, I got news for you. The Manscaped engineering team has confirmed that they have successfully created the Lawnmower 4.0. The Lawnmower 4.0 gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. The new trimmer even allows you to customize your trim all through additional guards lengths, sizes 1 through 4. And looks-wise, it's sleek with a two-tone matte and gloss finish, even features a hot foil stamp, black chrome Manscaped logo. Show your more off loud and proud. Go to manscaped.com, use the promo code STATEOFSAINTS, and you will save 20% off of the Lawnmower 4.0 as well as other Manscaped items. That's manscaped.com. Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. And I'm here to talk about the Saints' Week 3 victory over the New England Patriots by a score of 28-13. The Saints go to Foxborough, Massachusetts, and get the victory in a very tough place to play. There were a lot of unanswered questions, or a lot of questions to be answered in regards to how the Saints will perform in this game, especially coming off an embarrassing loss last week at the hands of the Carolina Panthers. But the Saints bounced back and they played much better. There were only 2 penalties in this game for the New Orleans Saints. They played extremely disciplined when it comes to guarding wide receivers, stopping the run, and also putting pressure on rookie quarterback Mac Jones. The offense of the New Orleans Saints did what they had to do, in order for them to sustain the lead. And it includes, taking a lot of time off the clock, making sure that they extend drives. So congratulations to the Saints as a whole. They played good on, offense, defense, and special teams at points. And that's what you actually need. And that is the recipe for a successful football team. Look, man, let me go ahead and address the elephant in the room, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people watching this live stream or watching this recording. If you're not watching it live and you're catching it at another time, there's a lot of people that's not satisfied with the Saints' victory. A lot of people are talking about the offense, how stagnant, and how it leaves a lot to be desired. I just think that when people start looking at the offense and what the offense can actually do, I just think that we're spoiled as Saints fans. For 15 years, this New Orleans Saints team gave us a high-powered offense. It gave us an offense that can put up a bunch of points, and it gave us huge plays down the field where we can dance inside our living rooms and do the Benson boogie. I find it ironic, and I find it funny at times that people are criticizing this offense, and they're praising the defense. And if you've been watching the New Orleans Saints for the last 15 years, you know that this defense has been god-awful. And how ironic is it that the defense is leading the team now, and because the offense is struggling. Now, think about all of the times that the offense had to lead this team because the defense was struggling. You would never hear me complaining about the defense leading the team, because guess what? The defense has been one of the biggest issues why the Saints cannot get over the hump in big-time games. And now we have a defense that we can actually count on. defense that can travel, a defense that can stop and can stop offenses. And we don't have to be concerned about down the field throws and if those plays are going to be huge throws. I like the fact that I can rely on the defense. And a lot of people complain about the offense and talking about putting up points. I just feel like that's because we have a lot of traditionalists in the Who Dat Nation. We like the same thing that we see constantly. We want to see 40-point games because we watch teams like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers put up points. We watch teams like the Kansas City Chiefs put up points. And we see like some of these other teams put up points, and we want to do the same thing. I am not going to complain that the Saints are being led by the defense because I say it's about damn time. That's right, Who Dat Nation. It's about damn time that the Saints are led by defense because for years we have been led by offense, and we had to hope, pray, and wish that Drew Brees has a last possession where he can drive the ball downfield for a field goal or a touchdown. So the fact of the matter is everybody complaining about this team, talking about the offense and talking about, man, we need offense, the defense carrying the team. You should be happy about that. You should be happy about that because first off, you know what Sean Payton can do as an offensive play caller. You know what Sean Payton can do. He can put these guys in positions to succeed. We know that Michael Thomas is going to come back. He's the number one receiver. We know that the Saints are going to continue to get healthy, and these guys are going to continue to get chemistry. Once Michael Thomas comes back and he demands that double team, it's going to open up opportunities for guys like Deontay Harris, for guys like Callaway. The reason why the offense is struggling is because there's no number one receiver. It's just as simple as that. We are wishing and hoping and praying and all that kind of stuff that these guys are going to eventually catch 10 catches for 120 yards, 130 yards, 140 yards. It is not going to happen, Who Dat Nation. The Saints offense is not going to get to that high level until we get people like my That's when we're going to start seeing that type of stuff. So for everybody that's out here hoping and wishing that this defense just throws the ball down the field and Jameis Winston connects on a 70-yard bomb and he throws for 400 yards a game, man, miss me with all that. Look, the Saints are winning. That's all I care about. I don't care about how it looks. I don't care how sexy it looks. I don't care about any of those things. What I care about is the Saints winning and not beating themselves like they did last week versus the Carolina Panthers. If you're looking for 40-point games, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Drew Brees isn't coming through that door. What we have right now is a quarterback that is trying to figure out a brand new system, and Sean Payton at this particular stage is trying to give him baby steps, okay? You can talk about his arm talent. You can talk about his arm strength. You can talk about all the things that Jameis Winston possesses. Eventually, we'll probably get to that point once he gets familiar with the offense. But as of right now, I will take 21 passes per game. I will take Alvin Kamara running the ball 20-plus times a game. I would love to see the New Orleans Saints running the football. This is something that we have not been seeing for years. How many times since we've been doing the State of the Saints podcast have we had open lines and people came in, man, I wish the Saints run the football. I wish the Saints run the football. Why our defense can't stop nobody? Every time they throw the ball down the field, the defense always giving up big plays, pass interference, or they always getting beat deep. My, oh my, oh my, oh my. When we finally get what we want, we're still complaining because we're not the team that we used to be. Newsflash to that nation, we are not going to be the team we used to be because the greatest New Orleans Saint who ever played in the black and gold is no longer the quarterback. Drew Brees is now on NBC as of right now as I speak, okay? He's not coming through that door. He is not going to put on the black and gold anymore. He is content with being retired. So as soon as we realize that, the better. It happens, Who Dat Nation, when you have a great quarterback, a great running back, a great wide receiver, when those guys decide to step down, teams have to find other ways to win. And I have to tell you, Who Dat Nation, it makes me extremely proud as a member of the Who Dat Nation and as a Saints fan and being a Saints fan for the last 35 years of my life to know that the Saints defense, we can count on them in crucial situations. How many times have we seen plays where we've seen teams drive down the field on the Saints defense to score points? How happy do you have to be to know that teams can drive down the field and you have yourself a late game interception by Marshawn Lattimore, or a late interception by Malcolm Jenkins, or a late interception by Marcus Williams? How many times have we been wanting this? How many times have we opened up the phone lines after games where it seems like the Saints lose these games because they don't have the final possession? The Saints finally got a defense, who that nation. Deal with it. The Saints having struggles on offense because they don't have all their pieces in place and they have a brand new quarterback. Deal with it. It is what it is. Okay? It is not going to change until we actually get our number one receiver, our number two receiver, and Traquan Smith back, and you move some pieces around. That is how the Saints are going to be able to be effective offensively. Until that day comes, I'm content with them playing ball control. I'm content with the fact that Sean Payton is telling Jameis Winston to put the ball down and be careful with the football. I'm cool with that, okay? As long as the Saints defense plays the way it does and the offense doesn't beat itself, guess what? Two things are going to happen. The Saints are going to win football games, or they're going to be there to the end so they have an opportunity to win football games. Sorry, who that nation. Sorry that we ain't putting up 40 points. Sorry that it's a little bit vanilla. Sorry that it's not as exciting as it once was in New Orleans, but there's nothing more exciting to me than a win. And the Saints won today. So I picked the Saints to lose this game, if you've seen the prediction, but I am extremely happy that I was wrong. Okay, I'm extremely happy that I'm wrong. I don't care about being wrong. If it comes down to me picking against the Saints and being wrong, guess what? I will eat that crow. I will say that I was wrong, and I will keep it moving. This right here is what we need, which is a dub, to stay right there with the Carolina Panthers, who are undefeated right now, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who got their first loss today versus the Rams. We're 2-1. Tampa's 2-1. Carolina's 3-0. So the way I look at it, we're still in there, okay? And as long as the Saints defense plays the way it does, they're only going to get healthier. They're going to get guys back, and they're going to be more physically imposing and borderline elite. So I'm happy with that. So all those people out there whining and boo-hooing about the offense and not putting up 40 points, like, you know what I'm saying, like we once did, guess what? Who cares? Who cares? I care about winning. You know what I'm saying? That's all I care about. So it is what it is. Pammy said, say it, TJ. I seen Drew in a Lowe's commercial. Exactly. Yes, when we get Michael Thomas back and Traquan Smith should get better. Exactly. Tyler says, TJ, our defense is so for real. It's a long season. I'm not out of Winston yet, but putting the game in Taysom Hill's hands at the end of the game is cracks in the armor for the relationship of the coach and the quarterback. I disagree with that, Tyler. I disagree with it. That's a good point. I understand how you may feel about that, but this isn't something that we haven't seen before, Tyler. We have to put this thing into context, okay? We can't try to read between the lines here. Let's not try to make this something that is actually not. We seen the elite Drew Brees in a game versus the Los Angeles Chargers on Monday Night Football last season when the Saints were driving to take a lead. To try to take the lead in order for them to beat the Chargers, we seen Drew Brees go to the sidelines for Taysom Hill to run 2 plays up the gut and for him to score the touchdown to put the Saints ahead, okay? So if Sean Payton is going to do that to his all-time passing leading quarterback, the greatest Saint of all time, then what makes Jameis Winston so different, okay? Go sit your tail on the sidelines and let Taysom do what he does best. Okay, let him be able to run between the tackles, utilize the RPO, and try to lob the defense to sleep where he can possibly throw a pass like he almost did today, but it was just a really good pass. I mean, a really good breakdown of the play by McCourty, because if McCourty didn't go out there and fall back, then Alvin Troutman would have had an easy go-ahead touchdown. But if he's going to do that to Drew Brees, what made Jameis Winston any different? That's all I'm saying. I think it's smart. I think it's a weapon that you can have. And also having Taysom Hill out there, you know what I'm saying, running that RPO, it actually adds the extra block for that power run to be successful. I don't have a problem with that. I think that is what Taysom Hill does best. Taysom Hill is good in that Swiss Army knife role. and it's beneficial because you don't know how to scheme against him. And if you try to scheme against him with the RPO, he has the skills to throw the ball down the field. So, I think that is a good weapon to have, but I'm not buying that whole, it speaks volumes, because it don't. I've seen this on several occasions, not even the Chargers game. I've seen it in other situations, even with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game when they were on Sunday Night Football. I've seen Drew Brees, go to the sidelines and let Taysom Hill run a play, even when that game wasn't even decided just yet. So if he's going to do that for Drew, why not do it for Jameis? You know what I'm saying? Jameis ain't established, not as a Saints quarterback yet. I like what we got and how we played. I think we need more from the tight end room. Oh, absolutely. I mean, since week one, these boys been asleep. And I think that it's absolutely ridiculous and sad that Juwan Johnson has moved to the tight end position. You would think that he would be winning more matchups because he is a wide receiver who now transitioned to tight end. Because you have experience as a wide receiver, guess what? You know how to run the route tree, which means that you should be able to get the advantage over those linebackers, which I have not seen enough out of Juwan Johnson. And Adam Troutman, I don't know what the heck going on with him. I don't know if it's just the fact that now you're the number one guy. Maybe it's a lot of pressure on you. Maybe it's a lot of, like a lot of people expecting you to perform and do certain things. And maybe you're in a whirlwind because now this is your first official year as a starter. Maybe, you're going through the growing pains, the sophomore slump. I don't know what's going on. But Adam Troutman, when he was at Davidson, he was an extremely when he was at Dayton, he was an extremely talented pass catching tight end. When I seen Adam Troutman get drafted by the Saints, I was like, okay, they got themselves, somebody, if they decide to get rid of Jared Cook one day, a guy that can catch the ball. Only thing he had to do was work on his blocking. He improved as a blocker. So I'm like, man, maybe this dude gonna go out here and ball out. But I have not seen anything. And I just think that the Saints, the reason why a lot of people are complaining about the offense and it being so vanilla and not being able to move the football is because these tight ends aren't winning their matchups, which is alarming to me, especially when it comes to a guy like Juwan Johnson, who, in my opinion, should be a matchup nightmare at the tight end position. We should be seeing plays and catches like we seen when Jimmy Graham was here, because I think that he's a more talented route runner than even Jimmy Graham was. The only difference between he and Jimmy Graham was Jimmy Graham was taller, but Jimmy Graham was winning his matchups. Juwan Johnson, who shouldn't understand the route tree, a guy who should be able to win those 50-50 balls and also be able to get a step on those linebackers, is not getting it. So that, to me, is very, very alarming. And if the Saints are going to be a potent offense when you start to get guys healthy, the tight ends have got to be able to make plays, especially in the red zone. Because if that don't happen, then it really will be a problem. Tight ends got to step up, make the game easier for Jameis. Jameis does better when tight ends are involved. Even when he was in Tampa, when they had tight ends like Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard, when those guys were starting to get involved, when Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, were getting matched up, he was able to throw it to Cameron Brate. Cameron Brate was able to move the chains. I don't see any of that stuff going on in New Orleans. So, yeah, with that, I have to say that it is very, very troubling. So they're going to have to fix that, man. That's something they definitely going to have to fix. I knew ID was going to show up today. I had the pick of my jersey selection. I went Davis today. That isn't the old Patriots. Bill has to prove he can do it. I knew we were going to be on Mac, a good win. Yeah, like the Patriots, a lot of the things that they normally do in games, they didn't do. Like a lot of those penalties. Like, how many times have you seen the Patriots just make so many mistakes, drop passes, false starts at home, just all type of crazy things that get yourself beat, and not to mention those turnovers. Those turnovers in the game were crucial to those guys. Okay, it was crucial, and kudos to the New Orleans Saints, because one thing that that bothered me was at the end of the game when I seen Mac Jones go to the sidelines sulking. I'm gonna tell you something. As an athlete, as a member of a team, a quarterback is supposed to be the leader, right? But when players start see you soak on the sidelines, putting your head down and all that kind of stuff there, that kind of stuff radiates off of you onto the whole entire team. Now, I completely understand it was a rough day at the office, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. I get it. It was a rough day. It was tough. But at the same time, man, you have to have this level of confidence like we're going to get them next time. But sitting on the sidelines and putting your head down and a head coach, one of the assistant coaches coming over there trying to put his arm around you and baby you, that ain't going to happen, bro. This ain't Alabama no more. You know what I'm saying? This ain't Alabama where things can come really easy and your receivers are having 20 yards of separation. Your running backs got wide lanes to run through. They can pick the hole to run through for 20 or 30 yards. Take your pick. It's not like that. And a lot of people are looking at you, especially you're lucky that you're not the man after the man, okay? You're the man after Cam Newton, who left a lot to be desired. But still, there's a winning culture in New England. And when people see you sulking on the sidelines, especially in that East Coast market, the media is going to eat you alive. So that's the one thing that did bother me about Mac Jones. I think that he might want to keep that stuff inside. I understand that it was a rough day once again at the office, but your teammates got to believe in you, man. And when you putting your head down and soaking on the sidelines, nah, that ain't it, bro. Let me see. Tampa time, they can have a powerful offense, but on defense, besides the secondary sucks. When the offense get healthy, just stand by. The Who Dat Nation will be as hell. Well, let me tell you something, man. Yes, I definitely agree with you, Mike. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers secondary is trash. Okay, I don't care what anybody says; they're absolutely trash. They look like they don't have any type of communication. They don't have no confidence within themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of, I thought you had them, or I thought you had them. And you know what I'm saying? Like, they had a couple plays. It was 2 plays. Deshaun Jackson was wide freaking open. And if it wasn't for Vita Veda hitting Matthew Stafford's arm, then, you know what I'm saying, Deshaun Jackson probably would have had 2 bomb touchdowns. The second touchdown, you know what I'm saying, the first touchdown he had, he was wide freaking open. Carlton Davis, I don't know if he thought he had safety help on the backside, but he just ran free. He was wide open. Guys were wide open. Cooper Kupp was eating out there. You know what I'm saying? Deshaun Jackson was eating out there. Deshaun was looking like he was playing for the Eagles back in the day. It was embarrassing, man. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? This was one of the first games they played when they, you know what I'm saying, they wasn't at home and had that home cooking. This was the first game they played and they had crowd noise that they had to deal with. But there's a lot of chinks in the armor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And offensively, they can match firepower with anybody, but that defense is susceptible to getting beat, for the exception of up front and maybe the linebackers. But that backside, man, those guys, man, look, those shot put plays, you can throw the ball downfield, you can expose the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they're gonna have to fix that, man, if they're gonna be competitive in the end, because a lot of people are gonna be taking the opportunities. Some comments. Thank you very much for the $5. Says we must be fast because TJ Show ain't keeping up with us. Just kidding, TJ. Who farts to you and the SOTS family? Yeah, some comments. Thank you very much for the $5. Usually when I have opening dialogue, I'll probably start with, you know what I'm saying, the comments after what I said. I'm just being honest with you, because I don't want to go all the way back to the beginning with people like, hey, what's up? I can't wait for the show. Good intro. And we about 15 minutes into the show. That, we got to keep this thing moving. No disrespect to anybody, but that's just the way that it's going to go for us to keep up with the theme. All right. So I appreciate everybody commenting. If you don't see me a comment being read, you can scroll back up to your comment, copy and paste, and I'll read it. It's a whole new offense, TJ. Our fan base is going to have to get used to it. Bottom line, keep it vanilla until our hard hitters get back. Look, I don't care how vanilla it is. You can be vanilla ice cream. It can be vanilla ice. I guess not, you know what, as long as the Saints are winning football games. I have a problem with people who fall into this whole trap about you putting up points. Like, I can care less about putting up a whole bunch of points. It's not about style points. It's not about how you look. It's not about all that nonsensical stuff. Let the prognosticators and the mainstream media talk about how impressive it was for them to throw for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. Let them make people believe that that's what the recipe is to be an effective quarterback. As for me, an effective quarterback is somebody that doesn't get their team beat, who knows to make the right decision at the right time, and trusts his teammates in order for him to be able to, to surrender at times and allow his defense to step it up. I don't care about any of that stuff, Who Dat Nation. I'm just being real with you. I don't care. As long as at the end of the game, the New Orleans Saints have more points than their opponent. I don't care about any of that stuff. It's just a bunch of spoiled Saints fans. I'm just being real. It's a bunch of spoiled Saints fans who are not used to seeing phone boot type games. That's what they're used to. I'm looking at people on social media, on Twitter, Facebook, or what have you. Oh, man, I mean, we looking like Bobby Hebert Saints, or we're looking like, the Saints, when Jim Haslett was here and all that nonsensical stuff there. Look, it is what it is, man. People are entitled to their opinion, but I can care less. As long as the New Orleans Saints have more points than their opponent, that's all I care about. That is what it takes for you to be in the playoffs. That's what it takes for you to stay in the playoffs. That's what it takes for you to go to the Super Bowl, okay? Having more points than your opponent. I don't care about 40 and 50 and 60-yard bombs. Do they look good? Absolutely. Did that pass from Jameis Winston to Deontay Harris look spectacular? Yes. But did it give us 6 points or did it give us 12 points? I mean, I'm just confused, okay? I don't know. Being an effective offense, sustaining drives, running the football, keeping that clock moving, being able to move the chains, kick field goals when necessary, in the red zone, have a higher percentage of touchdowns than not, and also in opportunities to allow your defense to make plays. That is the combination of team football. It's team football, folks. I don't care about, I'm sorry. I wish I can sit up here and complain about offensive issues and not scoring 30 a game, but I'm sorry. That's the least of my problems. Okay, that's the least of the issues right there. Soulfinger says, thank you for speaking the truth. Things have changed. New day, new way of play, and this will give us more wins in time, period. I agree. Okay, I agree with that. I'd rather have a good defense. I'd rather have a good defense early, knowing that I have a good defense, having a struggling offense early, because we know we have a head coach who is arguably one of the best play callers in football. So you know that it's only a matter of time before things start gelling, okay? But it's going to be hard to gel if you're giving up game after game. They're winning. So I'm happy with that. I love that. Patrick says, hit that like button. I agree. If you like State of the Saints podcast, you enjoy the show, go ahead and hit that like button. Pammy says, Green Bay 10, San Francisco nothing. That's not good for Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know if he's playing or not. I don't know if they have him, alternating, at quarterback with Trey Lance. But they're going to have to figure something out. Nope, Cam will be back. Davenport has proven that he can't stay healthy a full season. Well, I tell you what, if Tano Passanio play like that, then I think the Saints going to be all right. He signed a 3-year contract with the Saints. Do you think that this is Cam Jordan last year if Davenport and Turner step up? No, I do not. Look, it comes a time in every football player's life there, there's a shelf life. And there's going to come a time where the things that he probably was really good at, he probably fall back. But then when it comes to getting pressure on a quarterback, Cam Jordan was still getting pressure on the quarterback. Now, this is how we evaluate as fans. We got to be careful with this, okay? We don't look at the pressures. We don't look at the run stopping. We don't look at how they stop the run or set the edge. The only thing we start paying attention to with defensive ends is them getting home with sacks. There are times where a quarterback may rush a pass, and it's due to the fact that that player that we're complaining about, that person is getting pressure. If you look at Cam Jordan playing today, him getting pressure, him, getting tackles on Mac Jones when he tried to scramble for a first down. Well, he was heavily involved in a running game. And also it was a few times in which he got the hurry in order for Mac Jones to throw an incompletion. We have to be able to be careful at how we evaluate guys. Now, Cam Jordan, his best days, in my opinion, are behind him. But that does not mean that he can't be an effective defensive end. We're just used to seeing Cam Jordan take over games, get 4 and 5 sacks. Do I feel like that Cam Jordan exists? Yes, probably not as much as it once did, okay? But the guy is 31 years old, and, as long as he's doing some of the things that I feel like, like stopping a run, tackles for loss, getting pressures, and, you know what I'm saying, and getting home when need be, I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? I think that he is beneficial to the Saints. Is he beneficial to the Saints like, this season like we normally would see him? You know what I'm saying? A late last season? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? Probably not. I will agree with that. But for us to just sit up here like this man is slow and he can't play no more because he ain't putting the quarterbacks on the ground as much as he used to, I just feel like that's not fair. When it comes to stopping a run, setting an edge, no other defensive end on the Saints team is better than Cam Jordan. Y'all can talk about the sacks. Y'all can talk about, the guys getting home and all that kind of stuff there. But when it comes to setting the edge, tackle for loss, and getting pressure, nobody does it better than Cam Jordan on that defensive line. Take your pick. Take your pick. It don't get no better than that. So there's more, there's more things that you have to look at than just somebody just getting sacks. And I think that's what, that's just what people just look at, right? They don't look at the tackles for loss. They don't look at the pressures. They don't look at the hurries. They don't look at, them, forcing the quarterback off his spot so he can, be inaccurate with the pass. We don't pay attention to that stuff. But that stuff is beneficial, okay? It's not all the time where a quarterback, stay in the pocket, all of a sudden the ball hit the ground when you have a wide open receiver. It's not just because that quarterback is inaccurate. It's because that defensive end may have got him off his spot. We're not paying attention to it because, once again, we are trained as fans sometimes to feel like the defensive end, if he's not getting a bunch of sacks, then he is irrelevant, and that's not right. I mean, that's just there's more ways that you can be, effective as a defensive end. So I'm not going to say that the guy is just washed up or whatever. I see people talking about he washed. No, he's not. In my opinion, he's not washed. Sorry, some people might disagree with that, but I don't think that he's washed. I think that when it comes to setting the edge and doing some of the things that defensive ends do, there's no one better than Cameron Jordan. TJ, the hate for Winston is real. Look, they can hate Winston all they want to, but Winston is the quarterback. Deal with it. It is what it is. Okay, you can have Taysom Hill come in and little spurts and, and give a little spark and all that kind of stuff there, but it's going to have to take something that is catastrophic for Jameis Winston to get benched for Taysom Hill. So everybody that's out here critiquing, oh man, he looks shaky in the pocket, or I don't know about him, or why he just don't run. Newsflash to everybody. And not everybody feel like this, but some people do. Just because a guy is a black quarterback don't mean that he's going to be Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, or any of those other guys like Michael Vick. Look, can Jameis Winston run out of the pocket? Yes. But Jameis Winston is a pocket passer, okay? He is a pocket passer. And if you look at how he is in a pocket and how those guys were getting pressure, and the fact that he was able to maneuver in a pocket to even get plus yards so it won't even count as a sack, you have to be able to have an appreciation for this dude. Once again, people are comparing Jameis Winston to what we had in Drew Brees, and that is totally unfair. That is totally unfair. And we end up having this tendency of escalating mistakes that he makes. If it's Taysom, for all my Taysom lovers out there, and I love Taysom, if Taysom makes a mistake, nobody really pays that much attention to it. It's just a mistake. But when Jameis makes a mistake, it's amplified. It's the mistake. It's the biggest mistake. It's the monumental mistake. It's the need to get benched mistake. It's the we need to go find another quarterback mistake. That is what it is. Okay? But you have a lot of people out here that are invested in this man's failure. And I wonder to myself, what kind of Saints fan are you that you invest in this man's failure? I just don't understand that. If you're the starting quarterback of the Saints, rather it's Ian Book, rather it's Jameis Winston, hell, Taysom Hill, I want you to be successful. I don't want you to fail so the guy that I want to be the quarterback can come in. So I can feel right and get in the chats on social media and say stuff like, well, I told y'all he can ball. I told you he can play. No, bro, I don't want that, because 9 times out of 10, when a guy starts to prove as a starter that he's no good, it means the team is losing. In order for Jameis Winston to get benched, sit on the sideline, that means that the Saints would have to start losing. So who in the world would want that? Jameis Winston is the quarterback, and we should cheer for this dude to be successful. Do the dude make mistakes at times? Absolutely. Does he, throw the ball in harm's way? Yes. Yes, he does. But that doesn't mean that he cannot be an effective quarterback. He was an effective quarterback today. And hell, we wanted him to throw the ball out of bounds or take a sack. So don't get mad that the dude decided to take a sack because nobody was open or he didn't want to fit it through a tight window. Because just last week, we had the cavalry come in. I'm talking about the Jameis Hater Club coming in, calling Bobby Hebert and Christian Garrett and this show and, and Big Q and everybody else who has a open line. Oh, he ain't it. Oh, he ain't it. Well, he don't know how to take a sack. Oh, he don't know how to throw the ball away. So don't get mad when a dude doing what you saying do. I mean, my man, my lady, like, come on, man. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't get mad at the man for not throwing the ball downfield and forcing the issue when your biggest issue is him forcing the issue. Man, somebody make that make sense to me. Somebody please make that make sense to me, because it does not make sense to TJ Jones. It does not make sense to me. We're getting everything that we wanted as Saints fans. This is the thing. This is what's so confusing to me. For years, we wanted a good defense, a defense we can count on, cornerbacks that can cover, that can tackle, safeties that can tackle, and that can turn the ball over with ball hawks. We wanted linebackers that can cover and tackle. We wanted defensive ends to pressure the quarterback and also set the edge. And we got all that, and we still ain't happy. What we wanted on offense, or we wanted to run the ball. Sean need to run the ball, run the football. The Saints need to run the football 25, 30 times. Finally, you got what you wanted. But all of a sudden, oh, man, we leaving points off. We ain't scoring enough. Man, boy, I tell you, you cannot please the masses, okay? When we go back and look at this stuff in the archive, we're going to realize how ridiculous we sound that we're getting what we want. The only thing that is different is now that we don't have the signal caller that we can rely on, and we have relied on for the last 15 years to put the pieces in place and make it right, and also cover up for the imperfections. That's it. That's it. But we got everything that we wanted. We got everything that we asked for that the Saints were missing. And that is what's leading the pack right now. Sorry, folks, but you got what you wanted. Took a while. It took a great quarterback to retire, but you got what you wanted. Congratulations. Tyra did a video Saturday. She said, thanks, y'all, for the love and prayers and support. Yeah, shouts out to Tyra. Glad you was okay. I know you had the accident, but I'm glad that you was, you walked away unscathed. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Troutman not getting no separation and he can't catch. Well, he definitely having an issue with the ball. He definitely has he definitely is suffering from the droppies. I can tell you that right now. Jameis Winston made the tight ends in Tampa. I don't know about that one. Cameron Brate still balling. OJ Howard, I mean, he's been dealing with injuries and stuff like that, but Cameron Brate has always been a good tight end. I mean, very underrated. I mean, I don't know what Tampa has given him. I don't know if they giving him money under the table or something like that, but he definitely can. Jeremiah says Jameis Winston doing a good job on the field with them players are talking their business on New England Patriots. Defense secondary are looking good at the field, and Kenny Stills balling out for real. As soon we're going to return to the Caesars Superdome in week 4, take on trash New York midgets. If they do it again, it's whole everything going to just be fine. Yeah, look. look, I don't underestimate any team. You know what I'm saying? Any team can beat any team on any given Sunday. And even though the Giants are 0-3, that doesn't mean you have to underestimate them. As far as Kenny Stills balling out, I mean, he caught a pass. I don't want to call that balling out. But still, you know what I'm saying? For him to be able to catch a pass longer than 3 yards, you know what I'm saying, was a plus. And for that 17-yard catch he had, man, that probably was the, you know what I'm saying, probably the most yards the wide receivers had last week, you know what I'm saying, probably combined. But, you know, it's good to have Kenny Stills back. He still can run down the field. And, you know, so I think that he's going to be beneficial to the Saints when Michael Thomas and Traquan Smith comes back. No doubt about that. Tyra says, my only issue with Winston is he holds the ball for too long. And he did have a few throws that could have been intercepted, including a touchdown to Callaway. He has to learn how to take the sack and not risk negative plays. Oh, yeah, bye-bye to that kicker. He cost us 6 extra points. Yeah, Tyra, look, it was bad. It was horrible. Rojas, as I call him, adios. You know what I'm saying? Because it's time for him to say adios, peace out. We don't need you. Hopefully Will Lutz can come back and, fix the issue. As far as Jameis Winston, yeah, that was a terrible pass. Okay, he tried to throw the ball out of bounds, and but look, you have to go ahead and eat that sack. Lucky Marquez Callaway saved him, made a play. You know what I'm saying? Turn chicken, you know what, into chicken salad. So that was a plus. But he definitely makes some mistakes. But the thing about it is, as far as him holding on to the ball too long, it's because guys not open. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he's trying to wait for guys to break off. Like, I think a lot of people need to understand this. A lot of times when you have a quarterback and the offensive line isn't really that good. Let me go back to a couple of years ago with Big Ben Roethlisberger, okay? When Big Ben was actually Big Ben. I don't know who he is now. You know what I'm saying? He's Gentle Ben now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he is. But back in the days when they didn't have a real good offensive line, he used to like run around in the pocket in order for wide receivers to break off their routes. A lot of the passes of Pittsburgh Steelers receivers were broken routes. And I feel like that's what Jameis is probably trying to do, because maybe those routes that those receivers are running, you know what I'm saying, the corner is right there. So maybe he's trying to wait for them to break off their route so he can throw a pass. Because those guys are not getting any type of separation. And maybe, you know what I'm saying, the only way they can get separation is for them to take it back to Bernie Friends Park or Pontchartrain Park. You know what I'm saying? When we just playing park ball, or we just on our local street corner by the street lights throwing a football down the street. Maybe that's what he's trying to make them do, because obviously these guys can't get separation. So that's probably why he's holding on to the ball too long. And it's also making the offensive line look more slow. You know what I'm saying? Because this offensive line is not bad. But the thing about it is, the difference is the clock inside of Drew Brees' head made those guys better. And also, a lot of times where Drew was supposed to get sacked, he'll throw the ball at the feet of Alvin Kamara or a close tight end or a close receiver. And a lot of times where there was supposed to be a sack, it was not. Jameis hasn't mastered that art just yet. Okay, it takes time. You know what I'm saying? And it takes ability to want to do this. Okay, so I feel like that's the difference. So it's a little bit of us being spoiled, you know what I'm saying, that some of the things that Drew Brees did, because, I can think of on several occasions Drew Brees throw the ball at the feet, you know what I'm saying, of a running back when he had pressure in his face. And, you know what I'm saying, he's falling down throwing the ball at a running back's feet. And because he did that, it don't look like a sack. It just looked like a pressure. So, and you're not losing yards. Kim says, Chad Carney, how do you know in week 3 we are going to need a new quarterback? Yeah, man. Look, that ain't it, man. We can't roll like that, folks. Okay, we got to give this thing some time. You can't just get off the turnip truck and then all of a sudden be throwing for 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns, especially in a very complex offense like the New Orleans Saints. It takes years to master this. Okay, shouts out to my guy Brandon Thompson, New Orleanian, New Orleans Saints / Giants fan. Don't know how that happened, but that's still my guy. But he had an interesting point, man. He said go back to 2006 and look at Drew Brees' first 3 games, and there were a lot of similarities there. So a lot of times we fall victim to the finished product, and we don't look at what made, you know what I'm saying, like what made that book happen. We're not looking at the introduction. We're not, you know what I'm saying? We're not skimming, you know what I'm saying? We're not skimming through the pages. We just remember the end of the book. Okay. But it took a while for Drew Brees to be the Drew Brees that we love. It took a while for Drew Brees to become that well-respected quarterback that he is today. And I'm not saying that Jameis Winston will end up being on the level of Drew Brees, but what I'm saying is it's going to take him some time in order for him to master what Sean Payton wants and master that playbook and develop the chemistry that the Saints have. It's going to take some time. So people will have to be patient and just be happy that we getting these victories, man, and not, you know, having situations like we did last week. Hit the likes, 187 watching, only 45 likes. Well, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, if you like the podcast, you subscribe. We're about 100. I can't believe this. We're about 100 subscribers away. 100 subscribers away from 7,000 subscribers, man. That is unfreaking believable. I cannot believe that. And I thank each and every one of you that ever hit that subscription and that like button to make this show what it is. Let's see. Facts. The haters are getting to his head, though. I can tell. Who we talking about here? Who we talking about? Who getting to the head, Spec? Let me know. I hope T Stead is okay. Yeah, I hope he's okay too. He had an arm injury. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it's not too serious. Jawan Johnson gave up on that crossing route. It was like he stopped running. I was like, what in the world is this? You know, I just think that I think a lot of these Saints receivers are going to have to change the way that they actually play the game. I'm just being serious. Like I just alluded to Big Ben Roethlisberger and those wide receivers breaking off routes. The Saints for years have been fundamentally sound because of Drew Brees. Drew Brees is so fundamentally sound. He's you know what I'm saying? He's almost like, you know what I'm saying, I want you to run 10 yards and then make that left cut by the water cooler. And by the time you turn around and you're by the water cooler, the ball is right there. So there's a lot of timing and precision into this offense. The way that Jameis plays, you know what I'm saying, it's an exciting way to play. It's dangerous, but it can't be exciting when it's effective because it's a lot of broken routes. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that these guys can't get separation, you know, that's the reason why. So probably the reason why Jawan Johnson stopped on that route, because probably that time last year, you know what I'm saying, if he, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't where he needed to be, he knew he wasn't going to get the football. But with Jameis, Jameis going to be like, hey, man, I think I could throw that pass right there. Keep running. You know, but I think that's probably going to be some things they're going to have to learn. And if it starts becoming effective, then I think that's probably when the Saints offense is probably going to get a little bit more excited. I wish the Baltimore Ravens would play defense. I had 4 heart attacks yesterday. Look, the Baltimore Ravens, I think they had, 6 defensive starters out due to COVID protocol. So, I mean, look, the fact that they actually held the Lions to 17 points, 17 points in that game, it's just absolutely amazing. It's a testament to that team and how well coached they are. And Justin Tucker, man, name for him, I call him the toe goat because he kicked that 66-yard field goal, which is unbelievable. So he definitely has the new nickname of the toe goat because he deserves it. My goodness, that was one hell of a field goal kick. I ain't thinking a million years I would see a 66-yard field goal, but doesn't surprise me. He's the first person to do it. Saints need to move on from a lot of players. Jameis, I don't see him here next year. Well, you can say that you can see the Saints moving on from a lot of players, but I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I just feel like anybody that's around here, talking this in week 3, just never wanted him here in the first place and just waiting for him to fail. It is what it is. I'm sorry. You know, there's no way in the world that you can come to this conclusion after 3 weeks. In a 2-1 record. And a guy has 8 total touchdowns with 2 interceptions, 7 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions. There's no way in the world. Okay. Maybe you'll want, I don't know, maybe you'll, you know what I'm saying, want the Zach attack out there, you know what I'm saying, out there in New York. Maybe you want that, right? You know what I'm saying? Throwing 4 interceptions a game. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what we want here. You know what I'm saying? The thing about it is it's going to take some time. We are so spoiled because we just automatically just think Drew Brees, like the narrative now after 15 years that Drew Brees fell off the turnip truck and just became one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. We don't look at 06, 07, 08. We look at the Super Bowl year, but we're not looking at how, you know what I'm saying, it took Drew Brees time in order for him to develop into the quarterback that he is and is revered as today. It takes time to do that. And I just feel like, I'm sorry. It is what it is. Get mad at me. But anybody that's judging this man after 3 weeks of football, you never wanted him here in the first place, and you want him not to be successful because you don't want him here, okay? Because you don't feel like he's going to win. You don't feel like the Saints are going to be successful, and you just don't like the guy. You cannot come up with this conclusion after 3 weeks of football. You can't. It's impossible for you to evaluate how good a quarterback is going to be after 3 weeks, no matter who it is, no matter who the quarterback is, unless they're like fully established, like a Mahomes, like a Aaron Rodgers, you know what I'm saying, like a Matt Stafford. Like you are, you know what I'm saying, like you can't possibly after 3 weeks of football actually believe that you have the full book written on Jameis Winston as a Saints quarterback. You can't. You can't. Night Ward Philly. I'm like you, TJ. As long as they win, I'm good with that. And I think Jameis is going to get it together. He really do have to get used to the Saints team. Man, let me say this. Jameis Winston, as long as he's not turning the ball over, they sustaining drives, I'm cool. As long as they running the football and is effective, I'm cool. Okay, I don't need 40 points a game. I don't need 400 yards passing. I don't care. You shouldn't care. I'm sorry. Now, the only reason why you should care about this if the Saints are in a shootout. That's it. That's it. That's the only time you should care. Okay, if points are needed and you get to the 20s and the 30s, that's the only time you should care. But the whole objective is for you to have more points than your opponent. And 2 out of 3 games, the Saints have achieved that feat. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down a little bit. But before I do, I want to thank the fine folks at Manscaped.com. Really do appreciate the fine folks at Manscaped.com. And if you want to, please go to Manscaped.com. Use the promo code State of Saints. You will save 20% off of your purchase. Okay, they have a lot of male grooming products that are available right now. I mean, I'm very satisfied with the product they have. I tried the products. I'm not trying to tell you about anything that I don't try, I don't use. I guarantee you're going to be extremely excited and extremely satisfied with the product. So go to manscaped.com, and no matter if you're spending $100 or $10, you use the promo code, all one word, in lowercase letters, State of Saints, you will save 20% off. And also thank you to the fine folks at DraftKings.com from the Postgame Podcast Network. Look, if you want to, you're into DraftKings, you're into like making money, you're on football, you go to DraftKings.com, put down $10, use the promo code TPPN, and you'll get discounts. And also you'll put yourself in a running for a chance to win $500,000. Okay, so and also there was a competition, and I think it's coming back next week. If you put down $1, okay, you'll say they'll add another $150. So you just go to DraftKings, put down $1, and you'll get $150 credit. Just as simple as that, man. So thank you to the fine folks at DraftKings. Use that promo code TPPN for those that use DraftKings, and thank you for them also being a sponsor of the State of the Saints podcast. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit, folks. Once again, if you don't hear your comments, just go ahead, scroll up, copy, paste, so we can keep it going, okay? No disrespect to anybody, but we got to keep the thing going, all right? 32 Vision says, I say bring Jimmy Graham back. If he matured and humbled himself, he definitely could help us, and he's low risk, high reward. Well, look, I like Jimmy Graham a lot. I read that article that I think Mike Triplett did. Shouts out to Mike Triplett. Always do great work at ESPN. But look, I think that ship is sailed. I'm looking for guys to step up. I'm looking for guys to come through and be beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Guys young, hungry, that can play the position. Okay, that's what I'm looking for right now. Jimmy Graham, about 34, 35 years old. God bless him. Did some great things in the league, but I'm looking past that. Okay, it's time for the Saints to get some new blood in here and these guys to handle their business. And if they can't, then let's try to find ourselves another young tight end, another guy that can come in that can be a pass catcher. I don't want to be looking and digging into the crates and bringing, and sweating to the oldies like Richard Simmons. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to bring back every old Saints player that's out there that we feel like we can muster up. You know what I'm saying? Some of these new guys. Let these guys come out here and step up. Let them handle their business, man. You know what I'm saying? Let them grow and develop into the system. You know what I'm saying? I like those guys. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see a Brandon Cooks come back. He's doing real good in Houston. I like seeing Kenny Stills come back. Look, I like nostalgia, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The new Ghostbusters movies, I checked it out. Scooby-Doo come out with something, I watch it. You know what I'm saying? I like nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? I'm a wrestling fan. You know what I'm saying? Edge came back, wrestled. You know what I'm saying? I like that kind of stuff. I like seeing Goldberg and Brock Lesnar and John Cena. I like nostalgia. But come on, man. Like, everything can't be a walking, talking nostalgia act. We got to have patience with these young players, and hopefully these guys will allow the light to come on and they become successful. You know what I'm saying? We just got to be patient, man. It's a new regime. It's a new day. Yes, it is. Okay, it's going to take some time for these young guys to step up and be the players that we need them to be. You know, once again, can't come off the turnip truck and just automatically just be coming out there like you Antonio Brown or Randy Moss or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, give these guys some time to develop, okay? I get it. We look at teams like Tampa, right? They won a Super Bowl. Sour grapes, right? We a little upset. Like, man, all this teams we didn't put together, all this winning, and they just get Tom Brady and they went. Like, I get it. I understand. We want that, right? But it takes some time, man. It's just gonna take some time, man. This team is young, and you know what I'm saying? It's a new signal caller. You know what I mean? It's new to everybody. It's new to Sean Payton. You know, it takes time for chemistry to develop. So let's just be patient. And let's also remember, if we are talking, you know what I'm saying, if we can just look at Tampa just didn't automatically just start the season wrecking shop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it came after the bye week. And that's when they start gelling and all that kind of stuff. So let's just be patient. If it don't start and it don't happen in weeks 1, 2, and 3, and you're not seeing what you're looking for, give it some time. I mean, why are we so impatient? Huh? You know what I'm saying? Why we always got to put the ravioli in the microwave? Okay, why we got to just press 30 seconds and hope that it's hot? Okay, I like ravioli. You know what I'm saying? I like lasagna. But you know what I'm saying? I'd rather have lasagna out the oven that's going to take about 60 minutes, you know what I'm saying, an hour and a half to cook versus, you know what I'm saying, Chef Boyardee. You know what I'm saying? Like, so sometimes it takes a moment, a little bit of time to get that good recipe that you need, man. Shouts out to my mom. Mama, send me some gumbo. Because it made me think about recipes. Let's see. Jules says, your signal is lagging for some reason. I apologize, man. Ever since I moved into this new office, man, I don't know, man. It's weird. Like, it's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, in here, I don't know if it's because the door is closed and the signal, and it should be right there because right above me is actually that Wi-Fi box. So I don't know why it's lacking, man. I apologize for that. Jimmy Graham has rubber chest. CD Crush says, oh my God, y'all. Jerry Lewis says, what great wide receiver did Jameis have in Tampa? You can only name one or two. Mike Evans led the NFL in drops the 5 years Jameis was in Tampa. Yeah. You know, but I mean, both of those receivers were good. I don't want to disrespect them like that. I don't want to say like they were just on that thing like they were just hot garbage or something. No, they was good. They was good, man. I ain't gonna even try to play them boys like that. Like they some good receivers out there. Live, laugh, love is laughing. Time on my side says TJ always have been good at reading comments. Let me see. Always have been good at reading comments, so never an issue when he does miss an occasional comment. Yeah, man. Look, like I said, it's never personal, and I get it, man. Like, it's never personal. I be seeing people, man, I ain't never gonna watch the show no more. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. Like, it's never personal. And I get everybody, you know what I'm saying, wants, you know what I'm saying, they comments read, but like I said, it's if you want your comments to be read and you see that I passed it up, just copy and paste, and we can stay on point. Not Scooby-Doo. Yeah, man, come on, man. Now, I ain't the only person that enjoyed Scooby-Doo as a kid, huh? Or I know I ain't the only one. Mario got a new movie coming out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Mario. See, I got my Super Mario shirt on right now. I mean, it's walking, talking nostalgia right here, right? Starting tight ends need to play better and catch the ball. That's the understatement of the decade, Brent. Yes, they definitely do. Everett says, yep, who that? Rod says, stop expecting Winston to throw for 300-400 yards a game with all undrafted pass catches. Wait till Mike T come back. Rod, bravo. Thank you for somebody finally understanding. Who cares, okay? I just want the dub. That's it. Y'all got people out there, you know what I'm saying, like that talk about Jackson State, right? Okay, I went to Jackson State. That's my alma mater. People talking about, man, Jackson State, they ain't putting up no points. They ain't got no offense, defense. Like, I don't care. They 3-1. Who cares? As long as you winning, who cares? That's all I'm saying. Like, why we got to be putting up 400 yards? Why? So we can talk of the Falcon fans and Bucks fans. Who cares? Like, who cares? Who cares? Man, turn the TV off, man. Turn it off. Stop listening to Monday Morning Quarterback because, man, some of my goodness, man, some of these comments, man, it's going into y'all subconscious, man. Like, they tell you that type of stuff. They tell you that's what makes quarterbacks great. They tell you that's what makes quarterbacks effective. You know what I'm saying? That's what they tell you. Oh, you need a quarterback in crunch time, throwing 300-400 yards. Look, bro, give me a defense that, look, you know the best thing about this game? I'm going to be real with y'all. You know the best thing about this game? Was the fact that I didn't feel worried as a fan, you know what I'm saying, all game long. Okay? The Saints got the game under control. They sustained their lead, and they kept it moving. Okay? That is much better than having my heart medication sitting next to me on the armrest because I didn't know if the defense was going to be able to make a stop because the quarterback like Mac Jones had the ball last. How many times have we seen the New Orleans Saints give up big plays late in games when it matters most on defense? Guess what? Those games are exciting, but at the same time, I'd rather have a game where I know the team is winning. They sustain the lead. They look impressive while sustaining the lead. And I can come on a show like this, being comfortable, not being all erratic, not running around the house and frustrated and breaking stuff. Okay? I don't break stuff, but I'm just putting myself in some of these other Saints fans' shoes, right? Don't that make you feel good? Make you feel good to know that the team got the win and they wasn't under any type of duress throughout the game. It was under control. Give me a game like that. Do I want excitement every now and then? Yeah, I'll take that. But I'd rather have a game that is well in hand and I'm comfortable and I'm chilling and I'm having a good time and my blood pressure ain't all up at an all-time high. So I would take a game like that any day. Tyra says, we have a good defense. We have the potential opportunity to have another long-term quarterback once again, and we already have a great coach. What more do you want? I mean, come on. I bet y'all won't be complaining if we make the playoffs or maybe the Super Bowl at some point. Then folks will hop on the Jameis Winston train. I bet you then. Yeah, I bet you they would. Okay, because a lot of people that's commenting about it ain't really saying it with the chest. I know there's a lot of Jameis Winston commenters out there. I seen a dude commenting and complaining about Jameis Winston, and his social media profile was a can of potted meat. I'm being real with y'all. I'm being dead serious. They're not putting their name on it. They're not putting their name on it. Put your name on it. That's all I'm saying. Stop hiding in the dark. Stop closing up your phone and, you know what I'm saying, or putting your hand in front of the camera and clicking it and having your profile as a black background. Stop putting anime emojis on that thing. Stop it. Put your name on it. Put your face like this. Okay, with your face on there, you know what I'm saying? Let that be known. Don't be trying to hide, okay? Don't try to hide behind potted meat. I like potted meat. I had potted meat this morning. You know what I'm saying? I mean, probably, no, not this morning, but for lunch with some crackers. I love that. Ritz crackers and some potted meat? Yes. But as a profile, no, sir. No, sir. Okay, that ain't happening. Put your name on it, okay? Don't hide behind that. Don't have no ghost profile. And then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, if he start winning, J-Dub, J-Boo, nah, bruh, put your name on it. The Saints wide receivers ain't it, period, point blank. Sean Payton knows this. This is not a group that you want getting 30, 40 targets a game. The strength is running backs and defense. That's what we are leaning on. Look, I don't care if the Saints go and they turn into the 2018, 2019 49ers. Give me three. Give me three running backs. Get Dwayne Washington off here. I don't care how they do it. You know what I'm saying? Look, run the football. You know what I'm saying? Sustain drives, wear down defenses, and play good defense. I'm good with that. I'm good. What happened to Kevin White? LOL. Did he drop his playbook? LOL. Just kidding, but for real. Practice squad, man. Practice squad. Kenny Stills has an advantage because he's been in this offense before. So it didn't surprise me that he played as quick as Kevin White did. Can Kevin White play? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Depends on like who gets hurt or how well he is in practice. You know, Sean Payton, I'm pretty sure there's a reason why Sean Payton kept him on the team after he had one of the worst performances that you can possibly have from a player that's trying to make the team. That showed you how much Sean Payton believes in this dude. These starters and coaches were missed last week, no doubt. Man, for real. You ain't lying about that, Chemo. We had a top offense for years, and that yielded us 7 to 9 seasons. Now we have a top defense, and we're winning games and making the playoffs. And, Nico, here's the reality. The Saints are winning games, and you're not even looking impressive. That's what people not understanding. They're not even looking impressive as they can, and they still winning. That's the impressive thing. The Black Pearl. A lot of vets were on the Bucks when they won the Super Bowl. Yeah, a lot of seasoned veterans, a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying? A lot of phone calls were made by Tom Brady, but I mean, he's Tom Brady, so guys are going to come. Led in drops because Winston was laying balls on the ground. I don't know how true that is or not. I don't know. I don't follow Tampa Bay like that. So I'm pretty sure it's Slim Dan. I don't know if you're a Tampa Bay fan or not, or you just follow the team because, you know, but I really don't know. Tampa Bay got whooped. Yeah, they look horrible out there in secondary. I don't know what that was about. We don't need 5,000 yards. Jameis, we need 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Look, I don't even need 4,000 yards. Give me 3,500, 3,200. Just make the playoff, okay? Just made playoff. Some Saints fans are fickle and impatient. Spoiled. You know what I'm saying? We're all spoiled in certain ways. Not that ravioli in a microwave. Man, look, check this out, okay? We all have a bunch of cans of the Chef Boyardee ravioli, okay? If you don't, then stop being bougie, okay? When you know that you can get that 10 for 10 from the local grocery store, and you're probably hungry one day, and you can just pop that mug in the microwave, put it on a minute, put it out there, stir it up a little bit, and eat it. Tastes real good, right? But when you got some time, right, you can go to the stove, get all the fixings for that lasagna, you know what I'm saying, that you're going to make. Okay, you can put the cheese on there, you know what I'm saying, going to cheese out, 4 cheeses. You know what I'm saying? Get the sauce. And you just sit there, you know what I'm saying? You even turn the oven light on because you can look inside there to see how it's bubbling because you are excited and anticipated how this is going to taste. And it's going to taste really good, and you're going to savor every bite because you took your time and you put it on 375, the perfect temperature for a conventional oven, and you're going to savor every bite. That's what I'm talking about with the Saints offense, Who Dat Nation. That's all I'm saying. It's going to take some time, but when it gets together, when the cheeses go together, when you get the good sauce, when you get the ground meat, man, y'all know what I'm talking about, man. I know I ain't the only person that know how to make some lasagna up and hit some spaghetti. When you cook that thing at 375 and you pop it out the oven, you cool it for 5 to 10 minutes, and you put your spoon in that thing or your fork, and you stir that thing around and eat it, man, it tastes good. And it tastes good because you did that. That's what the Saints offense is going to be to me. Oh, man. Let's see. Let me scroll back up a little bit. I know I missed some of these donations here. I want to acknowledge those. Let me see. TJ Heart Medication. Thank you very much for the $2. I stayed next to TJ because of them Saints. Yeah, man. I know I ain't the only person, man. I know I ain't the only person with that. Let's see. Keen Arthur. I know Keen Arthur. Let me see if I can stroll up and catch Keen Arthur. Keen Arthur, I know he donated $5. Keen Arthur, just go ahead and like in a regular chat, just tell me what you said. Just tell me what you said, man. I apologize. But I know you donated $5. So Keen Arthur, if you can repeat your comment so I can acknowledge that, you know what I'm saying? I would appreciate that. Let me stroll back up a little bit, man. These comments are going by fast. I wish y'all can see what I see. Some people hate him because he went to FSU instead of Alabama. Look, I don't even think it's that. Well, I mean, no, I take that back, Spec. Yeah, there's probably some people that hate him or dislike him because of that. You got some people that dislike him because he played for Tampa all those years. You got people that dislike him because, you know, they feel like he's not the right quarterback because he turned the ball over. And then you have people out there that don't like him because he black. And they still live by that whole, you know what I'm saying, mind frame, like black quarterbacks aren't good decision makers. So there's a variety of things. So I don't want to make it seem like it's just a black-white thing. I think in some cases that it is, but people have their reservations about the guy, you know. But I also think that the media does a really good job, and they do a really good job at putting salt on this man's name. My goodness, okay? The double standard that I seen today between Mac Jones, Jameis Winston is just downright absolutely pathetic, and those guys should be ashamed of themselves, from the producers at Fox, from the guys that were calling the game, because I seen the hellified double standard. Hellified. When Jameis Winston was under the rest and he'll try to throw a ball up and try to make a play, oh, he shouldn't have did that. See, that's how you put the ball in harm's way. It was one play where he was leaning back and he throws the ball, and that's the pass when Marquez Callaway catches it. Oh, that's how he gets in trouble. That's how he gets in trouble. Mac Jones did the same exact thing. He's trying to battle. He's a tough guy. He's a warrior out there. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Like, one quarterback had 3 interceptions. One quarterback had no interceptions and 2 touchdowns. But see, every time Jameis throws the ball into a tight window or tries to fit into a tight window, oh, it's the worst thing ever. Oh, my goodness. See, that's what happens. That's why you turn the ball over. Oh, my God, it was almost picked. But Mac Jones throws some passes that's almost picked. Incomplete. What, you know what I'm saying? It was one play, Marcus Williams, you know what I'm saying, like, ran in, you know what I'm saying, tried to jump the ball, but he ended up making a tackle, right? Wasn't a smart play. Mac Jones was under the rest, but he just threw the ball up, you know what I'm saying, tried to get it to Jonnu Smith. And, you know what I'm saying, Marcus Williams about to jump the pass. But did they say, oh, man, that's not a smart play? No, they said, oh, he tried to make something happen. So in my honest opinion, Who Dat Nation, there's this agenda that the media has about Jameis Winston. And some of us foolishly fall into that trap. Even when the Saints game was over, Jameis Winston threw 2 touchdowns. First touchdown he threw, Alvin Kamara was wide open. But what pass do you think that they threw? I mean, what pass do you think that they looked at as far as the highlights? Of course, it was the pass when he was falling down. He just threw the ball up in the air because they want to keep this narrative going. Oh, he puts the ball in harm's way. He's a gunslinger. He's reckless with the football. He wasn't reckless with the football when he found Alvin Kamara wide open behind Dante Hightower, did he? But, of course, they're not going to do that. They're going to show his imperfections. How many times last week did we see that play of him falling down and throwing the football into the air, into the hands of the Carolina Panthers secondary? And how many times did we see his passing touchdowns when he threw 5 of them against Green Bay? How many times did we see that one? We didn't see it much. They even downgraded. How in the hell can you downgrade a guy who throws 5 touchdowns? How? How you do it? How do you do it? How do you downgrade somebody that throws 5 touchdowns in a game? And that's what I'm saying. They'll tell you that that's not impressive because he didn't throw 300 yards behind it. Seriously? Knock it off, man. Knock it off. Like the narrative is there. And they're going to make people believe that this dude isn't good. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. And I have to say, man, the fact that this dude can still believe in himself after the media spin jobs that have been taking place by this dude is just absolutely remarkable in itself. Seriously, it's absolutely remarkable that this dude has the level of confidence in himself that he does. Because anybody else, with, you know what I'm saying, that gets the Nathan Peterman treatment, that just the poster boy for bad quarterbacks, would just fall to the back of the line and shrivel up like a balled up piece of paper. But the fact that this dude can look in the mirror and say, still, I'm a good quarterback and I got confidence in myself is a testament to the you know what I'm saying, to who this dude is in itself. That's the part about Jameis Winston I respect the hell out of. Because anybody else confidence would be in a corner somewhere. And you'll be, you know what I'm saying, or in a closet with a bunch of clothes on top of it. And you're trying to look for it. The fact that dude have confidence in himself is amazing. Why is Jameis not running with the ball like week one? Was that hit at week one where he dove and got hit in the shoulder, scared Peyton, not let Jameis run? Well, I just think that's just not Jameis' lane. You know what I'm saying? Jameis is not like a running quarterback. He's not looking to run all the time. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, yes, if I'm a coach, I don't want to see my starting quarterback dive head first and somebody hit his throwing shoulder. And then the next day, you know, then we don't have a quarterback. So, yes, I probably did have a conversation with him. TJ, my super chat said, guys aren't getting open and people expect Jameis to not hold the ball. Also, what is your take on the Steelers? Yeah, the Steelers, that ain't it. Big Ben, I think his best days are behind him. I don't think his whole heart is into the game like it once did. I don't know if somebody had a conversation with him and said, Big Ben, we need you. Come on back. Or it's just, you know, he just thought you would give it one more go round. But, I mean, TJ Watt is not there. There's some guys that's missing defensively. And, you know, some of the guys that stepped up last season aren't stepping up. And also you have to account for the fact that the AFC North has become more competitive. The teams that were the bottom feeders, like the Bengals and the Browns, are some of the most competitive teams in the division now. So you can't count on those wins, you know what I'm saying, like you normally would in the AFC North. So now these guys got to go out there and they got to ball out. And if they don't, guess what? They're going to be dead last in the division because we see Baltimore, they're Warriors, coming back against Kansas City, coming back against the Lions. We see the Bengals with Joe Burrow and, you know what I'm saying, and Jamar Chase out there balling out, and T. Higgins and crew. You know what I'm saying? We see the Browns. You know, we see the 4, you know what I'm saying, the 9 sacks that they had on Justin Fields today. So the way I look at it, my dude, you know, like they're not the class of that division anymore like it once was. It's not just a tug of war between them and the Ravens anymore. Sub TJ, you the respect will not be there till Jameis wins a playoff game. And honestly, I feel like it's going to fuel us. Who that? No, I think that the respect comes from consistency at the quarterback position. I think that it's the same way when it was with Teddy. A lot of us were confused about Teddy. Is Teddy a starting quarterback? Which he's playing outstanding right now, and I'm happy for Teddy. I'm happy for Teddy to find a place that is invested in him and that believe that they can win with him. So shouts out to Teddy Bridgewater. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to him, 3-0 with the Denver Broncos. But I look at Jameis, it's going to take the same thing. It's going to take consistency at the quarterback position. Man, people want to believe that they can win with you. You know what I'm saying? And justifiably so. Like, I can understand why people feel the way that they do about him. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to asking a question, can the Saints win with him? Now, if you just looking at what, you know what I'm saying, what he was and don't feel like he can change, look, that's between you and whatever. But to not see it in a Saints uniform, you got to convince me, okay? You got to show me, you know what I'm saying? You got to St. Louis this thing. You got to show me, okay? You got to show me that you're a winner. You got to show me you're a warrior. You got to show me you that guy. If you don't, and if you have not, then of course, I'm well within my right to question, can you lead this team? Yeah, absolutely right. Dill says, no respect for Jameis Winston, ticks me off. Preach. You got to listen to the buzzwords they say in the media. That's how they mind control y'all. You know, I mean, it's just a narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like how did this dude become? become the poster boy for bad quarterback play. Like, I just don't understand it. And it's like they amplify his imperfections and they downgrade when he does well. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they do. Like when he has a good game, they just But when he has a bad game, I mean, 3, 4, 5 segments. Like it's unbelievable. Like he had like 3, 4, 5 segments of talking about how bad this dude is. But when they put when that first week when he threw them 5 touchdowns and they start feeling stupid, or all of a sudden the spin doctors came out, right? And we're gonna bury that in the sand, right? But week 2, all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Like he headlining every single show. I want to know where Jenna Wolf and them at now. I want to know where Nick Wright and them at now. I want to know where they at right now. Okay, that's what I want to know, because they were so confident last week, but I bet you they ain't gonna talk about that man this week, because he ain't have no turnovers. And a lot of the things they said that he couldn't do, he did in that game. I bet you they're not gonna say that now. Why? Because they are insecure. It's just as simple as that. A bunch of these guys are a bunch of insecure talking heads, because they try to make you feel like they're the most important person in the room. Their opinion is the one that matters. They're always right. And I guarantee you, this is what they do on the main site. On their main site, I ain't talking about the ones that people grab and they put on their own YouTube channel and their other pages. On their main sites, if they give a take and a couple weeks later that take comes, you know what I'm saying, becomes untrue, watch how quick they delete those things. They don't even stand on their word, because once again, it's a bunch of insecure individuals who want people to believe that they're right, and they hide behind their imperfections. And for people that do stuff like that, I cannot respect you. You can make as much money as you want to. You can drive in the cars and you can let that validate you and say, oh, at least I'm doing that. But you still ain't got no respect for me, because I stood up here and did a prediction show today and said my favorite team was not going to win. You think I'm about to delete that prediction episode? Hell no. Why? Because I said what I said. I was wrong. Leave it where it's at. I'm glad to eat that crow, but that's how people work. And when people do that, it just shows you the insecurities that they possess. And, you know, I can't respect you for that. I can't. I cannot respect anybody that is so insecure that they're willing to delete their comments when they're wrong. People that are willing to backtrack and not stand up when they make a hot take. You know what I'm saying? Not to be able to justify why they said it, or say the words, I'm sorry, I apologize, or I was wrong. Right? Dumb. They also give no respect to Doug Williams. Stay focused, Jameis. We got you, bro. I think Doug Williams gets credit. I can't say that. Doug Williams is a legend, well respected. Now, I can't say that one. I think Doug Williams definitely gets the respect he deserves. All that matters is we win enough games to make the playoffs, period. Then it's wide open for every team to get a shot at the big names. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. I'm going to read a few more comments, then we're going to get up out of here. It's been a good show. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you for those that donated, those that subscribe to the channel that's brand new. Hopefully it won't be your last time here. For those that are new, checking out the podcast. And thank you to everybody that's out here supporting this show, man. Been supporting it since day 1 or day 701. Thank you. Well, Jameis only has 2 interceptions through 3 games. That's good. 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 8 total touchdowns, 2 turnovers. Sound good to me. Facts, TJ. I don't want to see Jameis scramble and throw on the run. He's lethal on the run. Yeah, I think so too. I think they need to do some more rollout specs. That's a good point. Nick Wright nose block his view of the games. Man, look, I just think that these guys, like, they too real for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like they're too arrogant, they're too pompous. Look, somebody took a chance on you, right? Somebody took a chance on you. Somebody said, okay, man, I'll allow you to be on this network. You know what I'm saying? But it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many other people out here with talent and abilities and skills that could easily take your place. And I just think that you got a lot of these guys out here, a lot of these, you know what I'm saying, ladies out here that are arrogant. They're full of themselves. They forget about the people that actually make them who they are. That's why I don't like the whole format of people when, you know what I'm saying, who when they have these calling shows, how they have their producers turn down the sound so they can sound louder than a caller. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't really take calls. You know what I'm saying? Like how are you a nationally syndicated show and don't take at least one of two phone calls? How? How is that? You know what I'm saying? How do you do that? How do you constantly like? I'll tell you why, though. I can tell you why. Because, you know, first off, they screen calls, right? So if you ever call a radio station, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have. You get the front desk, and they say, "What's your name? Where you from?" And you say, "Well, I'm such and such. I'm calling from, I don't know, Slidell, Louisiana." What you want to say? So if they see you up here talking some sense, they're probably not going to put you on. Or they'll probably, you know what I'm saying, keep you waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting until you get frustrated enough to hang up the phone. But somebody that's just talking some nonsense and they feel like the host of that show will be able to shut them down or make better talking points than them, put them through. Put them through because it's going to gain that person's credibility. I guarantee you, man, like all those people that call these shows, I know they got, like, you ever just wonder how many times do you listen to like talk radio shows and you just see somebody or hear somebody rather making some real logical sense? They really like going toe to toe with some facts, some analytics that's able to combat what the host is saying. Because it's all an illusion, ladies and gentlemen. It's all an illusion. It's an illusion to make that person seem as credible as possible, the smartest person in the room. And if they get a caller through that shuts them down, guess what? When that commercial break happens, they cussing from sun up to sundown at every producer because it made them look bad. I'm just being honest with y'all, man. This ain't nothing that I don't know. Your boy, you know what I'm saying? Your boy to pay some dues to get to the point where I'm at, you know what I'm saying, Monday through Friday talking on the air. You know what I'm saying? I done been in interns in some of these places. So, yeah. You know, like, there's a lot of insecurities from these talking heads, man. That's they have this show called The Dark Side of the Ring. That's the dark side of radio. That's the parts that they don't want y'all to know. Jerry says, if you ain't rolling with Jameis Winston and New Orleans Saints, you're nothing. Once again, that's always that's your catchphrase right there. Might want to make that a shirt, man. Call back to coming to America about Big Ben being 175 years old. Big Ben was 175 years old when he played. He was 175 years old. Them jabronis don't know Doug Williams was the first black quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl, and he was Super Bowl MVP. Gotta say that too. TJ, can you show what Drew Brees said about our offense? I'll make sure I put that on the next show. Next podcast I'll make sure I play that soundbite. And finally, John says, see what our defense does when all our starters back, make Panthers look like they were lucky. Yeah, man, I think that when those defensive players come back and we get our players back, I think the Saints will be just fine. I'm just glad that they're winning. But I want to say thank you all for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. It's been a great show. Thank y'all so much. Thank you for sticking with your boy. Before you go, I ask that you hit that like button. Let everybody know that you enjoyed the State of the Saints podcast. And also check out the State of the Saints podcast on social media, facebook.com. Search the State of the Saints podcast. Follow me on Twitter at TJAYJones8. And also youtube.com. Search the State of the Saints podcast. Previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. Thank you to Manscaped. Oh, right there. Manscaped for being an official sponsor of the State of the Saints podcast. Use the promo code State of Saints. Save 20% off. Thank you all so much. Later on in a week, on Tuesday, we're going to have special guest Mike Detillier on the State of the Saints podcast on Tuesday morning. And also keep it locked to the State of the Saints podcast. Most likely, I'm going to have another guest on the show. I'll let you all know who that may be by the end of the week. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?